Unscripted, unshackled, uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for more mature audiences only.
It's Miguel and Holly, Uncensored.
Hey, and welcome to the show. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi.
We are back. Well, hello. We are live on the Miguel and Holly Facebook page, the Miguel and Holly YouTube channel, Hits 96.1 Facebook page.
I want to join in, but I think my voice is delayed, and that would suck.
Wait. Let's see how it sounds if we were. Let's try to sing a song. Let's try to sing "Shake It Off." Okay, when I count to 3, let's see how delayed Holly's thing is.
I can't tell. You can tell, though, I think.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Shake it
Shake it
off.
off.
Shake it off.
Wait,
Shake
shut
it
it
off.
off. Anybody
Shake
can
it
get on
off.
with you.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
I say, what are y'all singing? That was a terrible one to pick.
We are never, ever getting back together. Oh yeah, there's a delay.
I'm like waiting for you. What do we do? That's not gonna work. You know what really sucks the most is the Friday chant.
Oh, I know that is.
Ooh,
Like when you play it, and then I want to be like Friday, and my Friday is like 2 seconds after y'all's Fridays, and I'm just like, I'll just yell.
But you know what? It sounds sort of like
Chaotic.
No, at a church when it's like I don't know what it's called, what that technique is called, but like when one
Rounds.
Yeah.
When they sing in rounds.
Yeah, one person goes, then you person, and like this. Friday. Oh yeah, that sounds bad.
I know it. I can't hear it, but I know for a fact it sounds bad, so I just don't participate.
The most chaotic 2-minute intro of this podcast. How the fuck do you guys have all this energy?
Love it.
I don't know. I turn it
Delusion.
on, and then I'm gonna come out of here, and like everybody that I work with is probably like, God, that bitch just slinks into her hole. So I just like walk out, pee, or come back in, whatever, and then I'm just like, bye, y'all. Have a good weekend.
It's so funny. I
know.
think that's probably like one of the misconceptions of radio is that everyone thinks that like when there's a song playing or there's commercials that like we're all like laughing and talking. No, I don't want to talk to them about it. I'm trying to get stuff done.
I
Miguel
was
does not talk.
Thinking this morning that I got in. I was the last one to turn my camera on, so I saw you, but I didn't feel like saying hello yet. Like I just sat down. I didn't even make eye contact. I was like, I'm not ready.
Sometimes the first time we talk is that first break, which is fucking mind blowing to me.
Really?
I
Like,
understand. I get it.
is that not what you did at your last morning show, Kelvin?
I was fucking forced to talk. Yeah.
Like before the show started?
Yes.
Ew.
I
Like,
mean,
about what?
too
Nothing
much.
crazy. Nothing crazy. But because Kimmy gave me the same energy too. Like, I don't want to fucking talk. I have a full ass conversation in the morning. But like, we did have to talk about some shit right before. So
Unless there's like something that I need to tell you all before we go on, don't talk to me. Like I don't. And
know.
as soon as the mics go on, I'm like, I'm ready.
you said the rule is 45.
Well, that's what I was trying to be nice.
No, he meant shut the fuck up.
Eh.
He meant shut your mouth.
I
The
love
biggest
talking to you
issue-
guys right in the morning.
No, the biggest issue we had when we were trying to choose a producer is we were like, do you think he's going to talk or no? Can we just, how soon is too soon to tell him not to talk or anything? Like, is it rude? You can't tell him not to talk.
I mean, you guys have never told me not to say anything.
No. I mean, it's okay. Like you're not like trying to hold a whole conversation, but like we have worked with people in the past, or when actually it was interns.
It was
that
interns.
we would have.
Never. We got lucky, and we've also chosen wisely about producers that are in the show,
Right.
in it,
Mhm.
who kind of are on that same vibe. I think
Right.
I would say the one we were most nervous about was Scotty.
Girl.
We were very
Scotty.
nervous because he's just such a ray of sunshine, and we're like,
is.
he's gonna talk.
Mm.
You
But
gotta- I was like,
thankfully-
Miguel, you gotta tell him. You better tell him.
know, but
And
I mean,
Miguel was never afraid to like slam Scott exuberance into the dirt.
How did he take that? Was he like, oh.
no, because he's like a golden retriever. But that was
Right.
like the playfulness of our relationship, is he was like my little brother. And so he's like, I'm the sunshine. I'd be like, shut the fuck up.
Scott would come in, but I didn't mind this. I would walk in or whatever, and he'd be like, good morning, Holly. And I would be like, hey, And Miguel's like, hey, what I say, shut it. It's gonna be like, Miguel, you don't mean that. Miguel's like, you better wait and see if I mean it. I'll smack the shit out of you. And I'll be like, Miguel's on one today.
Jesus.
And then it got to the point to where, like, I think the last year is, I think a year and a half, whenever I stopped running the big board. So, like, you know, for you watching or listening back in the day, like this big audio board where I press all the buttons, I did it, you know, most of the time Holly and I've worked together.
Yeah.
And then about a year and a half, I think it was when I hurt my knee, right during 2020.
It was 2020. I just saw that TikTok. Maya was making me go through our old TikToks, which was nostalgic. And I saw the one where we were doing body yada yada yada, and you were sitting in a chair doing that because you hurt your knee.
I know. I was like, I'm still gonna do the TikTok challenge, bitch. And so I was like, da-da-da. But that's when we all made the decision that he would start running the board.
Yeah.
And so then at that point, I would still come in early before everyone else. So I would sit in my little corner, and then I would just put my AirPods in. And like Scott would come in, Holly would come in. I wouldn't acknowledge anyone until like 2 minutes before, when I would pass the schedule. I'd be like, here you go.
And sometimes I do. Sometimes I'm like, especially with Scott, because he just pulls you in with this sunshine.
Right.
I'd be like, we'd chit chat a little bit, but I'm like, don't bother Miguel. Don't say it. Don't say anything.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
But then today I was just like, I don't feel like it. I was just like, I was tired this morning, and I was just like, I don't want to do this. I'm so sick of it. I got nothing to say. Miguel and Holly. I'm like, hey, it's Holly and Scott.
Hey, it's the morning.
I just had a quirky day yesterday.
I'm like, it was such a good day yesterday.
Oh my gosh. But that's one of the things, and we've said this many times on the podcast, is that like there's just some days you just don't feel it. And I think Wednesday was the day when I was just like, I couldn't even fake it. Like during the show.
What day? No.
It was
Wednesday
or yesterday.
I think it was yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
Yes,
so.
Because I had brought up the draft in. I actually wish we could pull the audio just to see it, but I don't know.
I can play it.
It may have been different with me looking at you than it would have sounded on the radio. I don't think
because it was just a report. So
yeah, it was during trending, and I highly doubt that anybody would have picked up on what I experienced just from listening to it on the other side of the radio. However, I know it's an uphill battle because, you know, sports. And so I'm the most probably knowledgeable one for the most part. And I was talking about the draft, which was a big deal because Carolina got the first overall pick. And so after I had just like done sort of this high energy go Panthers thing about the draft, the two of these bitches were just like, And I like, usually I give a pause because I know at least Miguel will follow something up that I'm saying with like an affirmation or take the con perspective or whatever, or just add a little aside. I usually know when I can expect that. So when I was left fully hanging, I was like, moving on.
Well, it was one of those moments where like I just wasn't, and it's, I mean, and you, Holly, you know, you worked with me forever. It's very, very rare that I will let like just how I'm feeling affect my on-air performance, because normally I'll just put it aside. But I don't know what it was yesterday, but I was just like, I don't want to be at work. I don't want to see people. I don't want to talk. I just want to be on my couch under the covers watching TV. I just could not fake enthusiasm in that moment. And so when you were like, the draft, the Panthers. And so with that mindset, I also was like, well, I got to fucking tease the Taylor Swift concert. We got to do confessions. I got 1 minute to do the confession. We got to be in commercials. I ain't saying shit. And so when you got to that moment, I was like,
you're almost mad.
And like, I try to like save the jokey one-liners here and there when they're appropriate. And so usually when it comes to sports, Miguel will alley-oop me into doing some fucking last-minute sports report that I butcher. And I was like, oh, he's not doing it? And I was like, okay, well, I don't really give a fuck anyway. So.
And I was going to do it because in my mind, I was like, well, maybe I should do it. And I was like, well, there's no time. There's no time.
Yeah.
There's no time.
Hold on. Let's see if I can find that moment. Here we go.
And the last time the Panthers had the overall pick was in 2011.
Exciting. Oh, wait.
May I remind you?
Can y'all hear this watching?
When we drafted Cam Newton. Well, I'm just saying. Pause it
So
maybe so we can
obviously
see
we-
if they can hear it.
Can y'all hear this? Can y'all hear the audio we were just playing?
Somebody, y'all still there? No, y'all
Somebody?
hate us.
Nobody?
Anybody?
Anybody? Just wanna
There's
make
a
sure?
small delay, I think. So okay.
Oh
we can
yes.
hear it.
Okay,
All
just
right,
making
great.
sure. All right.
Thank you.
So this is Holly doing trending in the Queen City in the 7 a.m. hour yesterday.
are
Okay.
looking for a quarterback. And that's what everyone is like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Which quarterback are we going to choose? There's lots of debate, like what's going to go down. Other cities with major NFL teams are like, what is happening with Carolina? Because that's going to figure out how kind of things fall for the rest of us. It's going to look awesome. And so it's just really exciting tonight. Even like I said, even if you're not a huge football fan, know that something big is happening for our Panthers. The draft tonight starts at 8 p.m. But if you want to join our friends at our sister station, 99.7 The Fox, today they're going to be at the Chamber by Wooden Robot in Noda for like a special draft day broadcast that they're doing, presented by Mountain Khakis, and that starts at 3. So it's sort of like the pregame to the beginning of the draft. And you are welcome to stick around all the way up into the draft, which again starts at 8. So it's a big, big day for us here in the Carolinas.
I love it. Here for it.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people were talking about this.
I love it. Here for it.
Here for it. You could not have been less here for that.
It was really long too. I didn't even realize because like I know what our faces were like during that because we were like,
Yeah,
Mhm,
like
mhm,
it was
mhm,
absolute like
mhm.
emotionless blank stares at me. And I think that I was starting to get flustered because I was getting zero reaction because I can tell I was starting to ramble a love it. I'm like, wrap it up, bitch.
Oh my god.
I was
That's fair
rambling
check.
and then I ended.
I love it. Here for it.
I love it. Here
Here
for
for
it. And I was like, okay, we are moving the F on quickly.
I just want
It's
to.
a big, big day for us here in the Carolinas.
I love it. Here for it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, yeah. Ah! Like,
I love it. Here for it.
That was like my second day hangover, which I wasn't
Ugh.
hungover. I was like sleep deprived, but it didn't
Yes.
affect me till my second day. So I too was in low energy.
yeah,
Mm.
both of y'all were, and you did nothing. You're just like,
It was just one of
Yeah.
those days, so I do
Yeah.
apologize.
no,
Holly.
it
I
happens
apologize.
so rarely that I want to point it out because it's one of the very rare, very few and far between where we are not jiving on
No.
the same page. But other than that, I think that actually happens to other radio shows probably frequently. So I like to point ours out and laugh because I can laugh about
I do
it.
hear it on other radio shows that I listen to, and I'm like, "Ooh, someone's having a bad day."
Or it's
ooh.
like, ooh, their chemistry,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not happening.
You can
Maybe
always
they-
tell.
Yikes.
Do y'all want to play a game of Would You Rather?
Yeah.
The Friday
Sure.
edition.
Friday.
Is
Oh.
it safe for work?
We're
We're on uncensored, so it doesn't matter.
Actually, this could be very uncensored depending upon how we take it. Here's the first Would You Rather, and you watching can play along. Would you rather have all of your Google searches made public or all of the pictures on your phone?
Oh shit.
That's why I said it depends on which way this goes. Would you rather have all of your Google searches made public or all of the pics on your phone? For me, it would be pictures.
Yeah, I think
Pictures on my phone. Because I think the most embarrassing pictures on my phone are probably screenshots of conversation that could be incriminating. Or, like somebody has some tea and then I'm sending it to another person and I'm not supposed to.
And you're like, shh, and now you're gonna get found out.
Right. Like that would be awkward for me to have that happen. But like my Google searches, like that to me is like way more intimate because it's just, yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, you
Like,
gotta
I'm
get
not-
into it.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything dirty?
Yeah. Is it dirty or is it just weird?
I'm-
Is it like how to wrap up a body and toss it in the lake? Like what? How weird are we going?
Well, no, I mean, once y'all answer, then I'll get to it.
For
You go ahead.
Why is everybody being so nervous all of a sudden?
golly, go.
I would rather do pictures also because I get to Googling some really weird things, not like bad things, but like, and this is why I wouldn't want y'all to have any of it because there's some private stuff in my life that I don't talk about, obviously. Like some of it is, legal stuff, for example, like
Mhm.
legal stuff that maybe my person is having a situation with, custody or whatever. And I am Googling the most detailed sentence long. like,
Oh, what happens when dot da dot da da and
Yes,
then dot da
and
dot
dot,
da
dot,
da
dot, dot,
and
and then-
Google's like, we don't know.
Google's like, that is very specific. And like one website comes up. You know what I mean? Like, so I just have a lot of that, but it's like, it's not even all my business, you know, like I'm Googling
Mm.
other people's business. That's why I'm like, at least I know my pictures are my pictures.
Right.
And there's nothing terrible on them. And let me tell you, I do need to be careful about like the videos I save and the pictures I have, because for the past couple years, Maya has had an iPad and it's under like my
Mm.
account,
Oh,
but all the pictures
Shared.
are shared.
yes.
And I gotta be careful with that. One time, this was last Christmas, I had like taken a screenshot of an Amazon gift that I was gonna give her, and it was not gonna be from me. And
Mm.
so, like, thank God I realized it at the last second. And I didn't trust, because you know, if you deleted it in one place, it typically deletes from the other.
Right, from everywhere.
But I didn't trust the cloud to handle it. So I like sprinted and like got rid of it physically on her
Oh.
iPad and then mine. So I try to be cognizant of like what's on mine. It gets sent to hers. And that includes stuff I save from TikTok or whatever. So my pictures are pretty, like, it would reveal a lot of stuff, but it would not be scandalous at all. It would just be like, oh, there's some shit I didn't know about Holly.
That's how I feel about mine, because everything is so shared now, like between the Apple TV and the Amazon Alexa with the pictures that come up. I'm like, I never know what's gonna show up where. So the days of me just being like, well, I'm gonna take a picture of this. Hey, look at me.
Oh, yeah.
Do not happen. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Producer
Calvin?
Kelvin, would you rather have all of your Google searches made public or all of the pics on your phone? You nasty man.
So when it comes to Google searches, I don't think I look up anything weird. If anything, it'll be embarrassing, like how to boil an egg, like really simple day-to-day activities.
Oh, no.
My photos, there are inappropriate photos on there.
What sort of
Oh.
inappropriate photos?
My pole,
Your
Oscar's
pole?
bum, all of it.
Oh, wow.
Calling it that?
Wait, you
Yeah.
have pictures of your penis on your phone?
Yes, of course I do.
Oh my
Of
God.
course. Like, not everybody just, of course, has their junk on their phone.
No.
You could ask Francisco on here. You could ask Jason Hole. All these listeners, I know.
Oh,
they
I
got-
know Jason does.
Yeah.
Call our fam out in this manner.
But I will say I agree with Francisco. I do search most things on incognito if I'm looking for adult videos.
Wait, what?
Incognito. So basically,
It's
it's a
I
setting.
accidentally stumble on it
Mhm.
sometimes. I never know how to get there on purpose. It's kind of like in Beer Fest where they found like the drinking competition on accident while they were drunk. Like, that's me with incognito mode. Oh, I found it, and then I lose it.
How do you do
My
that?
my phone is on automatic incognito mode. So
Of
I
course
don't,
it is.
so I don't really like
You
save
nasty
anything.
bitch.
But also, if my photos went private on my phone, like I also wouldn't care. Like, see it. I don't care. So I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter for me either or.
If your partner has incognito mode, though, I would be very suspicious. Like, if my
Really?
partner, had incognito mode, I'd be like,
but
what are you
know,
incogniting?
But you know what I don't like about it? The reason why is because I've gone on, a friend's phone and have
Mhm.
typed in like, I don't know, like, UFO, I don't know, whatever. And then the first thing will be like, hot boy taking in 5, blah, 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 blah. And,
Oh.
and I don't like that. I don't like for you to see my history of like the adult videos that I've seen. I just find that's
Mhm.
like, I don't like that. Even though who's going to go through my phone and use my browser? Truly.
Yeah. I mean, you never know. It could happen. Like, what if I'm in town and my phone is restarting and I'm like, quick,
I need to
I need to Google how to boil an egg or whatever. Like,
And
you
then
said,
it's man
it's
takes
bad.
in 5.
bad news.
Like, I was just looking through my search and it's so boring. I'm like, the most exciting thing I've looked up in the past 24 hours was Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. The scary Winnie the Pooh movie, because I was like, when is that coming out? And
Where can
then
you see how do you see what you've recently
if you go to
searched?
your Google, There's like hold on, let me go back to it. You go to your Google and
Well,
then
I'm just pulling up Safari. Like I don't have the Google app.
oh, see, I use oh wait, no, this is Safari. I take that back. I
Like
was
just
just on
Safari that
Google.
comes on the iPhone.
If you
Which-
hit the little book at the bottom
Uh-huh.
and then to the far right a little time.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So mine, because I use Google on my phone, even through Safari or whatever, but like
We should read some of ours. Can we read some of No, you don't want to.
no, that's fine. Yeah, mine is Blood and Honey. I'm trying to find a doctor because my blood pressure has been kind of high.
Mhm.
Trying to find an LGBTQ doctor here in Charlotte. A lot of Taylor Swift air fryer recipes.
Mhm.
And
A lot of air
then,
fryer recipes for me too.
and then a lot of Hidden Valley recipes.
Oh.
Hidden Valley Ranch. Yeah, that's about it for me. Nothing crazy.
Here's one of my favorite ones recently. Watermelon lovers beware. 5 common side effects of eating too much watermelon. There's that. Some of course, there's some like Gmail stuff from my person's Gmail. There's easy buffalo chicken chili. Had that last night. Questions for a kid to ask when researching a biography. How to do that for Maya. What is POTS, which is like a disorder, like a physical disorder? Because I was reading a tweet that somebody said they had it, and I'm like, what the hell is that? I had to look it up. I found out that you ever watch the Hercule Poirot movies with Kenneth Branagh? Oh, I love them. And my person found out that a third one is coming out, and this one is going to involve the supernatural. I'm so
Oh.
excited. I really love these movies. They're fantastic.
And what is it called?
So it's like, have you heard of Agatha Christie, the writer, like the novelist?
Mystery.
Yes, mystery. So she also wrote the Hercule Poirot novels. He's a detective character that she invented. And so there's these different thriller adventures. So the first one was Murder on the Orient Express, which is a famous novel.
I saw that movie.
Right. So that's one of them. The second one was Death on the Nile, which I didn't think was as good as Murder on the Orient Express, but I still really liked it. And now they're coming out with a third one with Kenneth Branagh still. It's called A Haunting in Venice. He plays the same character, probably new big cast of characters, because it always is. And it says that it's going to invoke the supernatural, because the other ones were just murder mystery grounded in reality per the Agatha Christie novel. And this one's not going to be. And who was I excited to see? Oh, Michelle Yeoh is in it. Everything Everywhere All at Once is going to be in it as well.
Love her.
Okay. So that's what I'm looking up.
Kelvin, what are you looking at?
I'm trying to see anything salacious or, scandalous, but I don't really see anything, like, at least from what I have. I do have on my Google, because that's not private. I was looking up one of our coworkers' OnlyFans. It's giving meme. What? I have shared it to you guys already. This is an old convo. You guys just forgot.
I forgot which one. I'm sorry.
Don't
I'm not gonna
say
say
it.
it.
No.
I'm definitely not gonna say it.
But I was like, wait, we know that someone has an OnlyFans?
They had an OnlyFans.
They had an OnlyFans. I do not recall this conversation. Now, I know I have a bad memory, but like, dang.
We are experiencing technical difficulties right now. We will return in just a moment.
That was back in October 2022. It's giving meme. What
Okay.
else?
What?
A webcam star that he apparently hooked up with a friend of mine in high school, and I guess that's what I was looking up. Charlotte North Lake Best Buy and food. Heirloom restaurant. in Belmont.
Sounds on brand.
Yeah.
On brand. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
none of us have exciting searches. That's great.
So that's fine.
Here's another would you rather.
Okay.
We've learned a lot.
We have.
Would you rather make minimum wage doing what you love or get rich from a job that you hate? Would you rather make minimum wage doing what you love or get rich from a job that you hate? So, I mean, I've done this job not, making minimum wage.
I know. I was
Yeah.
gonna say like we already made the choice and we did that.
Yeah, like I did that, but
I've been in both situations. Like I have obviously started radio as a part-timer but I loved it, but it was different. Like I was living at home, so I didn't have the stress of paying bills. And then when you're an adult and have the radio career and you're still not making good money.
Mhm.
And then for a brief moment I had like that, all right, you somewhat made the money that you've been wanting to do in the thing that you love to do, but the whole environment was bad. And then I've had a social media job where I was getting paid a shit ton and I hated it. I had 2 phones and I was constantly losing things. And when I'm losing things, that means I'm super stressed but it was great money.
I mean, I don't know. I have such a hard time with this because I always remember someone we used to work with who used to always say, like when is enough money enough? Or when have you had enough? And what money makes you happy? And I would always say, well, that's what rich people say to poor people to make them not want to strive for more. Like, yes, money will make me happy, but what I've realized as we have gone along in our careers and we have been blessed to be able to make more money and getting this job, making more than we thought we ever would in this career. I will say that money doesn't make you happy, but it gives you opportunity.
Yeah.
And so to me, like, I would rather work a job that I hate in order to provide opportunities for other things to make me happy than to do a job I love and make minimum wage. Because I've loved this job, but loving this job and then walking out and then not knowing how you're going to feed yourself, like that's not a fun place to be, because
It's
that
not,
that
right.
joy from your job does not fill your belly. It does not make
pay
you
your bills.
right. And so like to me, that's why when I look back at when people would say that, I'm like, now that I'm on the other side of that, I still find what you said wrong. But like you have to find the joy in what you do though, because money doesn't make you happy. 100% it doesn't make you happy,
No.
but it gives you a peace of mind of like, I know that like my bills are paid, and if I want to go, and this is what I used to always say back in the day when we were younger, Holly, when we made no money, is I'm like, I just want to be able to like all the extra stuff that they ask us to do, I never mind, because if I today wanted to go and, like Abe went to Austin this weekend for one of our friends' birthdays. We decided for financial reasons, we have a lot of trips coming up. You go, so that's half of what we would spend, and I'll have a quiet weekend. But if I wanted to go, I could get online, buy a ticket, and go.
Yeah.
To me, having that as a possibility, I'd work a job that I hate to be able to have that.
Okay. I think one of the questions, I think it was Jason Hall that said, like, well, what's the time frame? Is it the rest of your life? And like, what are the hours of this job that I hate? Like, there's just too many factors. Because yes, overall, like nobody should or wants to be at a job that they hate.
Right.
And eventually you're not gonna be able to sustain it. But are you also gonna be able to sustain your life with minimum wage, even though you love your job?
Right.
Like, because you're going to have to supplement that income somewhere, and it is not a fun situation living paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
Like when, you don't know how you're gonna cover rent for that month or whatever. So it's truly a tough balance. Like sometimes you have to make a badge. Like both of the choices are a little bit bad, And I mean, that's the point of this.
100%.
Yeah.
Because we've all worked jobs that we hate. I mean, and there
Yes.
have been times with this job because of, who our boss was. Like there was one boss we had that we're cool with now, but like he made it to where every time I opened up the microphone, I was second guessing what I was saying, how I was saying it, and that was not fun. That was not a fun part of our show, that of a fun era of our show. But you listening, especially you've that been through us, especially through the Tampa years, you would never know what was happening behind the scenes. But there was a couple of times where it wasn't fun doing the show because every time sorry, people are calling in and I was wondering what's happening, but I think the contest just ran, but they have to go online. But there was times where it wasn't fun, you know, but it was like, well, it's paying the bill, so and this too shall pass. So yeah, it's interesting. Here's the last would you rather.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather glow bright pink every time you're attracted to someone, or glow bright red every time someone annoys you?
I'd be pink all day. I wish I could be pink now.
Girl, Holly will be red all the time. What are you talking about?
You knew me.
Yes.
I was like,
I
put
knew-
me on red, literal red. I would love
no.
that, actually. I'd be like, I can't help it.
I would be so insecure around you.
What?
Like if you would, like if I were
Quit
to annoy
fucking annoying me.
you. No.
Oh, I wish we could save that.
Oh no.
But you have to know this. You have to know this. And this would be my what's it called? Like my preamble or like my 11-second elevator speech to like anyone in my life. I'd be like, know this. I'm gonna glow red when I'm annoyed. It does not mean that I don't like you. I still love you. And it's not necessarily your job to fix my annoyance. But
Right.
now you know what's going on.
That's a
It's in
good
your
way to
face.
put it.
Yeah.
That is a good
Yeah.
way to put it. And
Yeah.
you know, I really feel like I've learned that in marriage of like being with someone 24/7. And I know there are times that Abe looks at me and is like, fuck you. But I love you,
Right.
but fuck you.
Yes.
And same. And it's like, would you go somewhere? But
I
I
know.
love you so much.
I love you so much, but right in this moment, I like you that much. And I think like all the recent years of therapy have really helped this. Like the fact that I'm growing with myself, my partner's growing with himself. I'm loving this new like heightened awareness I have of myself, because I realize that I have like resting bitch face bad sometimes. I know it, especially, and like what really irritates me as a quick side tangent is that I have the worst resting bitch face when I'm concentrating on something. Like when I'm just simply concentrating on work on my computer or reading the Apple Maps just to get us to a location, like it looks like I am pissed and I can't help it. That's just my concentration face. What I've had to do, especially with having a kid, and this has elevated my self-awareness to the next level. She's like, why mad? Mom, are you mad? And I hate it because I'm like, there's only so much I can do to prevent her being hypersensitive, but I'm also like that and empathic, and I don't want to I wish it wasn't that way, but like there's only so much you can do. I'm trying to always take accountability for my behavior, but I can't pretend everything is sunshine and roses all the time. But then she assumes she's done something wrong. But where I course correct, and which my mom never did, not to her fault. She had no idea about any part of this. That's not her fault. I don't blame her. But what I do is I know more. So when you know more, you do, where you know better, you do better. And so she'll be like, are you mad? I'm like, hey, I am not mad at all. She's like, I don't know. You look mad. I'm like, I know it feels like I might be mad, but I promise I'm not. Just my face looks crazy right now. I love you so much. But like, so I'm like reassuring. And that's where it ties back into like, let me be red so that somebody know. Cause then I don't have to tell you. Then you just know.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But it's like, hey, get this out of the way. I know I'm red. Not your, like, that's fine. Half of it is on me also. And it's my job to fix how I'm feeling, not yours.
Yeah.
Do not worry about it.
Because I mean, I've had to discern between your faces, especially since we're not physically in front of each other all the time, that it's now just through video. Because I could in person feel your energy when we're like talking or doing stuff. But there are times when I can tell the difference between you have the face of like, what the fuck are you talking about? And the like, wait, what do you mean? What are you saying? They look very similar, but there's like different ways to it of like the what the fuck. And I'm just trying to understand.
Help me understand. And
Right.
what the fuck? Like they're almost the same face.
But like I've had to learn, especially through video, because there were times that you would have that look and I'd be like, what, Holly? I've explained it. And then you're just like, wait, I'm just trying to understand. And I'm like, oh, sorry. I just got defensive way too fast.
Like sometimes you even on the air will be like, what? And I'm like, no, I'm just listening. I don't know. No, keep going. I don't know what's happening. Sorry, my face looks like this.
That is true. Even
I
off
know.
air, he'll be like, "What?" I'm like,
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing. I'm just listening. I'm just here. I'm just
Sorry,
existing.
I'm just hanging out. I'm sorry. Like sorry for my face. It's not your fault. And that's wrong. Just keep moving.
That's
It's
too
fine.
intimidating. Like if people knew that would happen to me every time I got annoyed and read, I feel like people would avoid me.
Mm.
And I don't know. I don't think it would work out for me. It's not that I get annoyed easily, but like things annoy me, and so I don't want to be read all the time.
So you want to be pink?
I do. I mean, pink is one of my favorite colors, but also
Same.
yeah. But I think I would be pink all the time.
I'm like, girl, with
That's what I'm like.
some of the coworkers, one of the two of the coworkers,
There's
3.
3 that I like.
Oh my! What
I
is
would
this?
be
It
pink
sound
all
like
the
high school.
time.
Yeah,
It's 3.
it's
Who's?
3.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Wait. Oh yeah, 3.
yeah. The haircut. Yeah.
And the booty.
You be
Mhm.
And but then what? Doesn't that make them uncomfortable? Or they're like, should I do something? Like, should I?
Well, now this
Would
doesn't
it?
say if they would know.
Yeah. They'd be like, why
What
are
do
you
you
So
mean?
all of a sudden
Why
they'll be
are you so
like,
pink?
"Why
I'll
are
be
you
like,
pink, girl?"
I don't know. It's
I don't
weird.
know.
Just
I don't know.
happens.
Well, then why is it even the point? Like, yes, they would know because why? What are you walking around red for? People be like, "Are you well?" Like,
Why are
Of
you
course
glowing
they would
red?
know.
You mutant? What's happening?
yeah, like
You're
it
the
looks like
X-Men?
you about to explode. I don't know what's happening, but it's not good. I don't know.
Pink all day.
I don't know. I feel like I already, when I'm annoyed, give off like energy of annoyance.
Right.
And so I feel like I'm already there, like it already happens because I don't get annoyed often, but when I do, I can't contain it. Like it's
Mhm.
very hard for me to and that's why like sometimes with our boss, Daddy AJ, because he can always feel it if like we're having a conversation and like he'll say something and I'll just be like, and he's like, "What? What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I'm like, "I'm not ready to talk about that yet." And I hate the fact that you can feel my annoyance.
Right.
So I feel like I already give that off. So I would have to choose pink, but I feel like I would have to just like not look at people. Like, I would have to just like keep my head down and be like, I don't see anybody here. I don't know anything.
And you got some cute friends too.
I don't
so-
find anybody. Well, once you get to know them, you're like, not
Ah!
anymore.
I still think they're cute though, probably. but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you think they're physically like, yes, you have good bone structure, but I would never want to do you.
Save that. I think save that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It takes a minute. Like sometimes it surprises me how infrequently I find but then again, like I think it depends. I don't know. I just feel like I'm not struck by thinking people are attractive all the time. It hits me in sometimes weird ways where there's a guy that works here that at first I was like, man, this kid is so like he must be like right out of college, just real like go-getter. He just looks like so like in that same vein of like Scotty. He's so excited and everything. And I never really thought any type of way about it until I saw him on Instagram. I follow him on Instagram now. I saw him on Instagram at like a game or something. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's cute. Oh no. Oh, whoa. No, he's so cute.
Hey.
So then I saw him in the office and I was like, oh gosh, he is cute. And I just forgot. Or I didn't forget. I just didn't notice it before. But now I noticed it and I can't unnotice that he's cute. And so I'm just like, whatever. So I feel like I wouldn't pink that often. Until then it would be pink all the time. And I like around the person.
And then every time you see him, you're like, hey, I'm pink.
No,
for
I
you.
wouldn't like it.
You
I don't
won't.
like it. It's probably dangerous for women. I don't like any part of that.
Yeah, because I feel
Yeah.
like with women, y'all's emotions are such an ocean of depth. There's a depth there.
Especially the attraction.
Right.
Guys cannot read usually when women are attracted unless we are making it very obvious.
Right.
And there's things that we're doing on purpose to try to make it obvious. But otherwise, it's like a lockbox. And then I like that because it would be too dangerous.
Mm.
I don't know.
And then I wonder too, like with this pink, every time you're attracted to someone, like, are there different shades of pink? Like if you're really into someone and it's like
It's
almost red
fuchsia.
and it's like
no.
you're burning bright and they're like, do we
And they're
want to
like,
talk about something?
I'm a little uncomfortable myself.
like,
What if they really don't like you like that? And they're like,
right.
I'm Sorry.
Or what if, like, the more you get to know them, like, the pink diminishes and it, like, almost turns to white?
And then they're
And then
like,
they're
wait,
like-
why aren't you as pink as you were before? What happened?
No.
Oh my God.
Well,
What
that
if
would be
you're with your
that
partner?
would be devastating for me.
It's-
For my no, not my partner.
It starts dimming after a while with your partner. Like, how fucking awkward would that be?
Oh, like,
Or like, what if you see them in just an awkward? But you ever see your partner in like they're sitting in a weird way, or
And
they're
their
lounging,
raggediness.
and it just does like you're like, oh boy, okay, let's not do that.
well,
Let's
that's
not
like
do
the
that.
other night I came out of the bathroom to cook dinner. And this was like my I washed my hair. I put in the leave-in conditioner, so it was looking wild and puffy. I had like all my lotions and potions, so I was looking like bright. And I walked out of the bathroom and I looked at Abe and I'm like, I probably look the most unattractive that I've ever looked to you right now. And I'm like, I'm sorry, because I really try even when we're at home to like just be presentable. Like I'm not dressing up, but I don't want to look raggedy or anything like that, because it's like you still want to keep up, that attraction with, your partner, especially you're going to be together forever.
Yeah.
But in that moment, I was like, I'm going to wait to put my bonnet on at least until it's dark in the house and we're watching TV.
That's fine. That's fine.
Oh, all right. Well, we are done for Friday. I had one thing that I want.
Look at us, short.
My
episode.
God. We literally, before we went on, we were like, we're going to make it short. It's Friday. We want to go home.
We gotta go home. And we were like, can we do it like 15 minutes? Maybe 20, 25
20.
tops.
Yeah.
41 minutes later.
Yeah.
And
See me
then
all talking asses. Okay, what?
I just wanted to point out that, you know how I've been hawking Be Real for a long time?
Mhm.
This is how serious Be Real is about you being real. Because the whole concept, if you haven't heard about it, is 2 or 3 times a day, they send out a notification, and then you have to, in those 2 minutes, take a picture. And it takes a picture of your front camera and your selfie camera so they can
Right.
see what you're doing. And if you like retake it, it says, oh, there was 1 retake or 2 retakes, but you can do it late. Like usually sometimes during the week, they'll send it down like after 9. And I'm like, bitch, I'm already asleep. And so I'll do it in the morning. Well, now if you post late, then you have to miss the next Be Real because they want you to be real.
I don't like that.
I love
It's
it.
not that serious.
I love it because it's forcing you. Because I was getting to the point where like it would happen if I'm like at Publix. I'm like, well, I don't want to do a Be Real in Publix. I'll wait till I'm like, doing something later this afternoon that looks fun.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I do it. And that's defeating the whole purpose of you being real.
I feel like
I
I'm always
know.
home though. I don't know.
That's
But I
Pretty
also-
boring.
But
Girl,
who
a lot
wants
of
to
people are
see
home.
it? Well, oh.
Oh, I thoroughly enjoy. I don't know, just seeing people every day, and also people aren't that fucking exciting. And that's what I love, because we all feel guilty of like, wow, look at Sarah, she's in Spain again, or oh my gosh, Barbara's at another concert. Girl, everybody is at home in the couch. And I think what surprises me the most about Be Real is how many people are in the bed watching TV when the Be Reals come down around 5 or 6 o'clock. That surprises me.
I wish, man.
I know. I'm like, I always would feel guilty. I'm like, fuck that. I'm going in the bed now. Bye. So you can
Man.
add me on Be Real, Miguel Fuller.
All
That's what I
right.
wanted to start the podcast with. but-
All right. I will consider it maybe. I'll think about it. I'll think about it.
Producer Kelvin, what's all of your social media?
TikTok, Twitter, Instagram at Kelvin Live. And I will be playing some video games this weekend, maybe. So add me on PlayStation. Bussy Killer.
Holly,
BSSY, not
yeah,
with you.
yeah, it's not with the U. It's BSSY. Bussy.
Holly, what's your social media?
Radio Holly, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. I will consider downloading Be Real, if only to score my own username, which may be gone by now. So we'll see.
This is true.
Yeah.
Mine is Miguel Fuller everywhere. Please leave us a rating. We would greatly appreciate it. So if you have not done it yet, and you're always like, well, somebody else will do it. No, please. It really helps us. So if you listen on iTunes or on Spotify, wherever you listen, please give us a great rating. Share the podcast with a friend. It really helps us out. All right, music's got to go by.
Miguel and Holly Uncensored.
Catch it on the iHeartRadio app or anywhere you listen to podcasts.